guys, Noelle and Nova here for week 5 of our virtual trick challenge, which is going to be figure eights or leg weaves. So they are different, but very similar at the same time, which is why I'm just going to go over both of them in this video. So in both cases, the dog is doing like a figure eight type shape. For the figure eights, I'm actually standing still and just bending my knees side to side. For leg weaves, I'm actually stepping forward. So there's more forward movement happening. That one is actually Nova's preference over the figure eights. When we do figure eights, she tends to go into like a center position. And she never liked this one very much for whatever reason. So a couple different ways we can teach this. I'm going to start off with a treat lure because, like I said, she's rusty on this, and I know I can get the behavior with it. So I'm going to start underneath one leg, bring her around, yes. Marking her reward, I'm going to do the other side. Yes, and she kind of anticipated at that time, which is great. Okay, but I want to see if I can get a full figure eight. So, yes, I have treats in both hands for that. You can use one treat and pass from one hand to the other, but I find that that kind of slows the momentum down, and it's an easy place to kind of drop the treat. The dog kind of falls out of position, so 2 treats works a little bit better. If your dog is nervous about moving around your legs, just shape the behavior. So, reward them for any movement that they'll do at first, kind of focus on one leg, then work on the other leg, and then work your way up to that full figure eight. The other thing you can do for this trick is try to do the hand target instead. So the touch cue that we did a couple weeks ago. So I'm gonna bend the knee, yes. Put that hand extended down. I don't need to use the cue for it. We tend to just use physical a lot with, good girl, physical a lot with her. But you could say touch, okay, just to help get them started at first if you need to. Yes, good girl. Okay, so physical cue, I'm bending the knees. As far as hands go, I've seen some people get to the point where they can actually put the hands on the hips, okay, move side to side. You can always just keep those hand targets, okay, as you move side to side. Yes, good girl. Okay, and verbal cue is cross for this. I tend to not actually even use it for Nova. I have in the past, but like I said, she's pretty rusty on this, so I don't even feel like I want to use it at this point. I would want to work on it a little bit more, get more solid before I put that verbal cue back in. In terms of the leg weave, so I'm going to do the exact same thing that I did to start the figure eight. I've got my treat lure, or use your hand targeting. Yes. Yes, girl. Yes, good girl. And vary when you give your reward. So I'm not always going to do 2 and then reward. Sometimes I'll do 3 or 4 or 1. I don't want the dog to anticipate the sequence, which dogs are very, very good at that. And that's why you saw Nova kind of offering some things, because she was anticipating what I was going to ask her to do next, which is great. Except if I always have the dog do 1 complete figure eight and then reward, I'm going to start seeing them do 1 complete figure eight and then stop, which is not what I want. I want them to always be engaged with me and really paying attention to what I'm asking for. So in terms of leg weave, I don't have a verbal cue, I just have physical. So it's just me taking those steps forward and cueing with that hand down, okay? If you want to add a verbal cue in, get creative. I don't have suggestions, so come up with something. I would love to hear some ideas in case I ever do want to add a verbal in. But this is technically a leg weave, so you could use the cue weave. However, I train on agility with her, and my cue for the weave pulls is weave. Now obviously there are no weave pulls here, but I don't want there to be any confusion whatsoever with that word. So personally, I would not use the word weave in this scenario. So like I said, I rely just on physical, it works for us, but if you want to add verbal in, let's see how creative you guys can be and come up with something. So post your videos. We love to see what you guys are working on. Tag us, make sure we see it. And even though we can't be with you, at least, we can see you guys having a good time and learning new stuff with your pups at home. And I will see you next week. Bye, guys.